Yeah, I don't think that this is the title they should have attached to this project, because as it is very misleading. Maybe put a different adjective in there. 3,000 Years of Boring, 3,000 Years of Longing was directed by the iconic George Miller. You know, the man behind all four Mad Max movies and both Happy Feet movies. This is a really, really good director, guys. So basically, while attending a conference in Istanbul, Dr. Alethea Binney, played by Tilda Swinton, happens to encounter a djinn, played by Idris Elba, who offers her 3 wishes in exchange for his freedom. But first of all, she doubts that he's real to begin with. And secondly, she's a scholar of story and mythology. She knows all the cautionary tales of wishes gone wrong. But the djinn/genie pleads his case by telling her fantastical stories of his past. And eventually, she's beguiled and makes a wish that surprises them both. Which I'm not going to go ahead and spoil. You guys can probably look at the poster and guess what that wish is. I don't know, guys. Man, I've been sitting here for about a solid hour thinking about this thing. And I can't believe I'm saying this. George Miller is a phenomenal director. His last film was Mad Max Fury Road, which was one of the best action movies of the 2010s. So how is it possible that this movie could be as boring as it was? I think it all boils down to the story, but let me just go ahead and tell you my favorite part of 3,000 Years of Longing. I think you could probably take a wild guess as to what that is. And congratulations, if you guessed Idris Elba, you're correct! Even though this guy, production-wise, looks like a complete geek on camera, he is trying so hard to sell this thing. The script is giving him a lot of narration, which he's really good at delivering. I think he has such an interesting mystique and presence about him. And that's one thing that I can tell you about 3,000 Years of Longing. George Miller has some great ideas here. Conceptually speaking, this movie should have been really fascinating. And yeah, you do have some of those George Miller directorial elements in there. I did appreciate how good the editing was towards the beginning of this movie as well. But besides that, guys, I don't want to say this movie was a complete wreck, because production-wise, this is a really nice looking film. But golly, guys, I just couldn't get into this thing. I could have fallen asleep in this theater and slept like a baby. Really, nothing of interest happens. And that all boils down to a script that is filled with exposition, and I could not believe what I was listening to. Remember how I said Idris Elba narrates a bunch of this action? The majority of his and Tilda Swinton's material in this, and by the way, Tilda Swinton's character really wasn't much of interest in here, and she's trying her hardest as well. There wasn't really all that much redeeming about her character to make her really interest me. But the 2 starring vehicles of this movie, they're just in a hotel room telling each other stories. And I really don't know how else to say this, but a lot of this movie, for the majority, is just a bunch of flashback sequences, how Idris Elba came to be the way he is. And to the movie's credit, I was not expecting this movie to be presented in this way, but if you guys have been with me for a long time, you guys are aware that Aladdin is one of my all-time favorite movies, easily one of my top 3 Disney movies. It always has been, it always will be. And what do you remember about the genie? He was voiced by Robin Williams, he had all the great one-liners, and he was stuck in the cave for 10,000 years. But I don't think any of us were really asking why the genie was stuck in that lamp. Or better yet, how he got stuck in the lamp. We just accepted it. This movie basically goes into excruciatingly long details about how Idris Elba got trapped in these vases or whatever he's stuck in. And I'm sorry, the way this was all written, it was just like rubbish. That's the best way I could put it. It's rubbish. And then I'm sitting here in the theater thinking like, okay, is this movie gonna be about Idris Elba and Tilda Swinton actually, interacting with each other? And they do in the most predictable way imaginable. I don't want to get too deep into spoilers or anything like that, but these 2 are great actors by themselves. I don't think they had any chemistry whatsoever, unfortunately. And it really is a shame that I'm saying all this right now, because, I wanted this movie to be good. I was going in expecting literally nothing out of it. I knew George Miller was attached to the project as director, his first film since Fury Road. And the fact that my eyes were getting really heavy looking at this movie was just... it's not a good sign, guys. Idris Elba is throwing his all into this project. This is the month of Idris Elba, apparently. If you're a big fan of him, August is really a good time to go to the movie theater to support him. As much credit as George Miller deserves for the concepts going into this, and some decent production design here and there, the execution was just not up to snuff, guys. I'm gonna give 3,000 Years of Longing a D. I am shocked that this movie is graded as low as it is. If you want to see a good Idris Elba movie this August, go see Beast. I reviewed that not too long ago, and you should find out why in that other video. But I would certainly not recommend throwing your movie down for 3,000 Years of Boring. Let me know what you guys thought of it down in the comments section below. What is your favorite George Miller project? Is it Fury Road? Is it going to be something else? Probably won't be this movie, all things considered. But hey, if you guys are new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Do consider smashing that subscribe button and hit that notification bell right next to it. That way you guys don't miss a second more of the action. And feel free to hit that thumbs up on your way out. This is also tremendous help. And please continue to stay tuned for more exciting content hitting my channel very, very soon. Lots of new releases that we can discuss, like Samaritan, Me Time on Netflix. Does anybody want me to review Me Time? I'm thinking about it, but I'm not entirely sure if I should. I'll also be finishing off the Hobbit trilogy of reviews in the build-up to Rings of Power, which is premiering very, very soon. Speaking of TV, I just announced that I'll be reviewing all of Stranger Things. A lot of exciting topics that we can discuss over here, and much, much more in movies and TV. Y'all are the best, guys. Thank you all so very much again for your continuous support. And with all that being said, Back Talk, commence!